Hey everyone, ahlan sahlan fikum. Welcome back. I'm really so thrilled to be talking to you guys right now because I have a really important and exciting announcement to make that I've been waiting a couple weeks to make. As I've been working on I'm always working on a bunch of stuff in the background behind the scenes. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been working on, which is actually more than just the Wiktionary stuff. So let's start with a little background. So I started making these videos trying to basically make resources to learn Palestinian Arabic since like a year and a half ago is just about when I started making these videos. That was like the basic thing, the basic idea. That was all I was doing in the beginning. Then I started offering this spreadsheet. Actually, I want to take you through the things that, like, little stages of this whole project. So then I started offering this spreadsheet that you can get from the Patreon and all that. So I started creating this. Well, I had already been working on this for my own purposes, but I started offering this like basically interactive dictionary lexicon kind of thing. And then I'm always thinking like, what's next? How can I make this even better? And for me, the solution or like the next step was the Wiktionary stuff. So from here, we expanded to this. As you can see, this we have all of these like literally 2,500 entries with conjugation tables and audio files. And on the spreadsheet, I don't even know. There's like 900 verbs, tons and tons of nouns, just all kinds of stuff going on. Links to the Wiktionary from here. Because people were always saying, can you put audio files in the spreadsheet? But I actually can't. It's really complicated to do so, and it's not going to be it's not going to end up like looking nice. But on the Wiktionary, we can put all of that and more, example sentences, and so on and so forth. But again, I was like, okay, what else? What else can I do? And in addition to all of this, I've been also creating my annotated transcripts, which I started maybe a year ago. Here, yeah, I'm blocking it a little bit, but yeah. So basically, a few like maybe half a year after I started making the videos, I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool? Actually, someone from the Patreon suggested this to me just after I made the Patreon to create transcripts of videos in Arabic so you can follow along and like see what's going on, kind of analyze it and that kind of thing. And I have my videos where I actually sort of unpack the transcripts and like actually read through them. So you can download the transcripts on the Patreon and then watch the videos where I discuss them. Or even if you don't download it, I mean you can still watch the video and just watch me read through it and discuss it. But again, once more, there was still kind of more left. I mean, look, basically from like a while now, I've been kind of having this itch that I've been wanting to scratch. I've really been wanting to make like a textbook actually, and some people have asked me about it. Like, at this point, why don't you think about doing this? Because the best textbook out there right now is this one by Mr. Elihay, or whatever his name is. And there's a few textbooks that are pretty decent, but they're not. I mean, and the Elihay one, I don't even like to recommend it because it's all transliterated, so it's not even in the Arabic script, and I just have a lot of issues with it. And so, my solution is like make my own. I mean, I've been making these videos already, right? So, these videos are already a kind of course, but they are very kind of decentralized and anarchic. I mean, I do actually upload them. I mean, I've kind of been building up in my videos more and more complicated little by little, vaguely. I mean, eventually I go back and talk about something I missed and stuff like that. So it's not perfect. I do make playlists where everything is kind of organized as well, but again, it's not a textbook, by any means. But I've really been wanting to do something like that, so I've been thinking about it. And yeah, so the question of what's next for me and what project am I working on now, yeah, basically just what's next is the following, which I'm going to show you right here. There you go. So it doesn't look like much, obviously. It's not really that much, and I probably built it up too much. But basically, I'm launching my website. And let me just take you through a little bit what the idea is behind it and what I'm trying to do and what I'm not trying to do. So first of all, I'm not selling anything. Actually, the whole point of this is to have everything even more for free. Like all of it is obviously for free as it is, but this way it's even making it more free. So let me just walk you a little bit through it, and you'll see like what I mean. You should really, I mean, not trying to. The thing is, I'm not even. How could I be trying to promote my own stuff when it's like I'm literally trying to give you free stuff? So look. So obviously, first we have these cool links. Yeah, I mean, link to the YouTube, link to the Patreon. Okay, that's basic. But the cool stuff is right here: lessons and text. By the way, this you can click this, but it's actually okay. So the actual link to my website, abdelbahad.xyz, it will actually take you to this. Don't ask me too much about what this is all about. I have my other project, Tafsir, which I've been kind of putting on pause while I've been working on this other stuff. Again, link to Patreon, Coffee, my Twitter. But you'll once you land here, you'll just want to go to Learn Palestinian Arabic, and then that'll take you here. Let me just check okay. So again, these are basic, but the really exciting stuff is right here. So I mentioned the annotated transcripts, and right now I've basically been uploading them to the Patreon, and they're all in PDF format. And I think that's been going fine, to be honest. But the PDF format is a little bit cumbersome sometimes. You have to download it, and also I don't love putting things behind a paywall. I mean, I really, really encourage you to think about subscribing to the Patreon if that is possible for you financially. I mean, it's £3 a month, but I mean, I know everyone is in a different situation. So I really do all of this for free, and it really, really helps me so much if you subscribe. You can download the spreadsheet. That is, I guess, paid walled kind of. But if it's a problem for you, I can't send it to your email. I've done that. But I mean, in theory, you do get resources and various things if you subscribe to the Patreon, but I don't want to paywall things, and I don't want to make it so like you can't access things because you're not on the Patreon. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to keep this balance. But basically what I've done, as you can kind of predict, is if you go to text, boom, you might recognize this, or probably not, but these are the titles of the annotated transcripts. And actually, if you click on one of them, that will take you to the transcript. So I've basically digitized, webitized, I've put all of the annotated transcripts online. Actually, not all of them. I'm basically restricting myself to the ones about these cartoons, the Our Family Life videos, because I think those are really, really great resources, actually. I've made exactly 3 transcripts that were not about these videos. So there's 8 transcripts in total. 5 are here on the website already. You can check them out. 3 I'm just going to leave on the Patreon. They're good, but they're just not as... I like having this thing where it's like all of them are about this series, and you have these consistent characters and this kind of, what to expect. So I think these are really, and I put a lot of work into them. Basically what I've done is, just rewritten the whole thing, but in this kind of web format, which again, you can access from any device. You can copy and paste from much more easily than from a PDF, which is kind of And all of this, like, try to make it as convenient as possible. And now you can actually, I'm not going to click it because it'll just get chaotic, but you can actually click the video and watch the video, and then you have the transcript there right away. Or even, press the video and put it, half speed or something like that, and read along while the video is playing right there in the same page. I really think that's really, I really think that's very convenient. And I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think so. You know what I mean? I'm saying so because otherwise I wouldn't have done it. So I'm really trying to make it as convenient and as useful as possible. So you can go all the way to the bottom, and then you can come back, and there's all of these. And by the way, this is at the same time an announcement that my newest annotated transcript is uploaded, and it's right here. So this is the newest transcript that I've just uploaded in the past, maybe last week, I think, actually. I'm not going to post it sort of separately on the Patreon anymore because that would require me to make a PDF and all that stuff, which is just too much. So officially all my transcripts are going to be uploaded here in this format moving forward. I'll probably make a video recording myself discussing this one maybe for next week. But yeah, now anyone can access it. You don't have to wait for my video to access it if you're not on the Patreon. Before it was like, if you're on the Patreon, you can download it and then that's it. But if you're not, then you have to wait for me to actually make the video about it. But now, and you don't, even if you're on the Patreon, like you'll know that the way Patreon works is kind of annoying, and like you have to fish for all the old posts because it's just like a feed and it's just But this way, they're all here in the same place. I really think it's very convenient. So moving on from that, which is already its own, I really think that's actually, in a way, that's the kind of biggest announcement in terms of like what you can do today, because what I'm about to show you next is something that I am working on. So it's not like the text, like the transcripts are there, they're finished, they're ready. You can go and you can check them out and you can play around with them. But the next thing I'm going to show you is something that I'm currently building. So which means that I really want your feedback on it. I really want to know what you think, what you need, what you would like to see, and so on and so forth. But, I guess disclaimer, I'm talking about something that's in progress. So, yeah, basically I'll make another video like giving you more updates, as we go along later. But I have the basic idea of what's going on here. So let's actually go to lessons finally. Okay, so you click on lessons and you'll see it says curriculum. And basically what I have done is I've taken all my videos, at least the sort of main ones that are actually talking about different topics, and I've put them in a sort of order. Already they were kind of in order, but I've organized them even more, grouped them in sections and levels and all this stuff. And I'm basically trying to little by little build an online free open access textbook for Palestinian Arabic / spoken Arabic, Levantine Arabic, whatever. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do here. So let's just take a little bit of a look at what it is. So it says curriculum, level 1. So you have a couple of levels, and then you have a couple of units within each level, and then each unit has a few lessons. So level 1 is like if you really have never even touched Arabic, although I guess I never really made a video or like a lesson about reading and writing Arabic, so learn that if you haven't already. But yeah, this is like, step 1, basically, pronouns, pronunciation, some practical things like counting, prepositions, the marbuta, and all of this stuff. So this is like level 1. And then you have level 2, which is about the actual verb and all of these, like the tenses and the forms and all this stuff. I mean, in some ways, like there's a lot of kind of mixing and matching, and like, I think the benefit of this is that you can skip around, as you feel fit. So you can just, check out this article about the object pronouns. I'll show you what's inside later, but you can check out this and then move on to this and just do things as you encounter them, as you need them. Because I really think that the most effective way of language learning is to learn things as you need it, not when you don't need it, So really, I think this offers quite a bit of flexibility. So there's some kind of schematizing that I've done, organizing in order. But I've actually grouped things more based on relatedness of the topics more than even difficulty spikes. So actually, even like expressing possession can get kind of tricky, whereas something very basic like counting is like later on. But that's because you can move back and forth, and that's kind of the idea in a way. Like each one of these units in itself has a little bit of a kind of spike, and so it's kind of like one of those graphs that goes like this. I would basically describe it like that. In any case, yeah. So you have level 2, level 3. It kind of ends here, although with 2 bonus lessons, it's like 40 total. So that's quite a bit already. But I can see myself adding more. Probably, I mean, at this point, it would probably be by adding the videos where it's like talking about this and that, which is more about like semantic fields and like, more like topics than like just grammar. These are basically all the grammar videos, like, grammar in some way or another. So, so now what can you actually do with this? So the idea is that you can just first take a look at this basic curriculum. This is like a table of contents of a textbook. And then you can actually go to each unit and click, and boom, unit 1. So, of course, there's a lot of placeholder text, mind you. I'm literally working on this as we speak. Before I record this video, I was working on it. After I record this video, I'm going to keep working on it. So, yeah, like I'm basically, the idea is that here I'm going to post like a blurb where I kind of give a overall notion of what this unit is about and how the topics within it, how the lessons within it relate to each other. So if we look at, for example, if we look at unit 4, basic syntax, you know, I mean, it's the same flavor text, but later it'll have more. And basically it will kind of tell you how to use these lessons. Like, okay, how does this stuff go together? Actually, this order is a bit wonky. I'm going to change it. But like, okay, asking questions, you ask a question, and then maybe you want to learn negation because you want to say, actually, no, I didn't go to the store or something. Did you go to the store? No, I didn't go to the store. And, you know, why didn't you go to the store? So there's cause and effect. Why? Because da, da, da. So these are like very basic, important, crucial syntax. And that's why it's in level 1. Because like, this is like syntax that you've got to know, like if you want to use this language, you know, because you can't just be making sentence like, I eat eggs. I don't know, you know, like that's too basic, you know, so you want to add this to your kind of knowledge base, let's say. So in this kind of initial section, there will be like an overview of the topic and, you know, what's going on with it. Now you can see there's even more. Okay, so first you start here with the whole curriculum. You can check out, basically get a general sense of what are all the possible topics that you can learn and just pick and choose, you know, go wherever you feel inspired. You already know this, don't go and learn that. Go learn what hey, I wanted to say, if I do this, then I would have done that. So how would I say that? Well, you can kind of fish around and you'll find that there would be, like here in intermediate syntax, there's a lesson on the conditional. So you go and you check that out. Although I haven't actually made that video yet. But the cool thing about making all of this is that it really got me thinking again. It really got me inspired again. It's like I can really kind of myself take a step back and be like, okay, this is what I haven't discussed yet. Or this is what I discussed, but actually I want to do it differently. So here in the verb tenses, I've actually made videos about the past tense, the present tense, and the imperative. But it was like, those were some of my earliest videos ever. And I really have gotten a much better sense of what's the best way to discuss this whole topic. I started with the present tense, but this time I think it's better to start with the past tense actually as the first tense to discuss, and then go to the present tense and then the imperative. And I've just kind of switched things up. That's why it's in gray, because the gray ones just you can't click on it and it doesn't take you anywhere. But the ones that are not gray, as you can imagine, you can also navigate to those. So I'm going to show you how that works now. So once you're in the unit, you can check out this little blurb. I mean, I'm still determining what the scope of it is, like how much I will put in this page. I think a lot of the action is going to be happening in the actual lessons. So let's take a look at that. Let's go to adjectives. Boom. So once you actually go to the lesson, you have the video that I made about that particular topic. So in this case, this video was actually about the elative adjective, the comparative form of the adjective, but like how adjectives work in general, it's pretty simple. So I kind of included that within here. It's actually the first part of the video talks about it, even though it wasn't supposed to be like that. But yeah, so, and basically what I've done is, yeah, I mean, you can just watch the video, sure. But what I've done is I've taken the script of the video, because all my videos, except for like the first 10, which are a very important 10, and that's why I'm kind of redoing them. But other than that, they're all based on scripts. So basically what I've done is, fortunately, I've saved all those scripts. So I've basically done what I did with the annotated transcripts in a way, and I've digitized them. Well, I mean, I've webitized them, whatever. I've adapted them to web like so. And so here I just took the script that I had just written in like Notepad, not even Word, Notepad, and I put it in this format. So the content is basically the same as what's in the video, but you know, the presentation is much kind of nicer. I think there's a number of benefits here. One, you can go at it at your own pace. There's a little bit more of an information hierarchy and like flow. That the sentences and everything is much simpler because the way that you write for reading is very different from the way that you write for like making a video, where it should sound a little bit more comfortable and less like robotic, at least for my kind of videos. So it's kind of more to the point. You have these examples. By the way, even this is not completely finished because I want to add a little bit more color coding. I've done a little bit of color coding, but it can get a little tedious. So I haven't done that yet because it's kind of a mock-up this right now. But it does go all the way to the end. The whole thing is here. So basically the other benefit is that it's very hard to scan a video for information that you need. Whereas this way, if I want, I can just Command F and search, like, let's say I want to say, okay, how do I, adjectives, but I want to comparative. Okay, here we go. So you can find exactly where that information is. I mean, I think you could, I can see this being pretty useful in this way, where like you want to search for a particular thing and it's much easier to scan this, like just skim it, you can skim a text, but you can't really skim a video, I guess. So, Now, as I said, it's kind of mundane for now because it's just kind of a rewriting of the script. I do think it's useful, but what I'm wondering is like, what do you think would be really useful to have in these lessons? Like, again, let's go back. You're going to have, in theory, I'm going to webitize or whatever all of my scripts and my videos that I've made. And also now I know, what I should focus on to make new videos for. What would you like to see in these lessons? I mean, do you think, is it enough to just add, to just do what I've done here where I have the video? By the way, all the other ones that are linked, the adjectives one is the only one that is fully like finished or like written out as a kind of mock-up. The other ones will take you to the video, so you can already kind of use the website a little bit just to I guess go and see what you haven't, what you've missed, or like some old videos that you didn't notice or whatever. So you can see what I have done and what I haven't done. Because sometimes people come to the channel and they're like, oh, you should make a video about this, but I actually already made it. But it's a little bit annoying to go and look at all of someone's uploads on YouTube. So I think this can already have its own use, just to kind of organize your pathway as you go through the videos. But otherwise, it's just filler text for now. So all of these are just the lesson number and the video. But the adjectives one is the one that is like actually fully fleshed out. So check that out. Let me know what your general impression of it is. And tell me what you think would be cool to have on there. I was thinking of maybe at the end, I could, or like on a little appendix page or something, I don't know. I could have, for example, like some exercises, and I could have an answer key, for example. That could be interesting. I'm just kind of thinking about different, see this number, actually, I just noticed this numbering. But I'm trying to number them. I think that could be useful as well. In any case, anyway, I got derailed. So, so exercises with like answer keys, that's one possibility. One thing that I didn't mention, lastly, another very useful thing is that I'm able to more easily link back and forth between topics when it's in this format. So in the videos, if I say, hey, I made, like, check out my video on this, it's kind of like, then you have to go and find it. Or like you see the little thing on the top that shows you click on this to go to that video, but people don't often do that, or like it's still, then I don't know, it's kind of annoying. I like this format a lot, maybe because I'm a fan of Wiki, but you can just click, for example, here. Okay, the use of Arabic adjectives in Arabic is simple. I basically explained it in the section on the definite article. So, boom, you click on the definite article, and there you are. This is the article on the definite article. As I said, it's just filler text for now, but there's the video. So, once this is obviously fully fleshed out and everything, you're going to be able to bounce around different topics and just kind of go down a wormhole and read about whatever you want to read. And learn as is convenient for you. So I really think, as I said, I wouldn't have made this if I didn't think it was going to be really useful. So that's pretty much, I don't want to belabor the point. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you. I'm really excited, and I'm like working very avidly on this right now. So it's not like, oh, check out this empty website that is like mostly blank or mostly placeholders. No, what you can do is one, you can go and check out all the annotated transcripts. They're all there, free and whatever. Just follow the link. It's abdelbahed.xyz. I'm gonna write it all over the place so you can check it out. And yeah, I mean, even the lessons thing, yeah, I get it. I mean, it's kind of just the idea is there and like a couple of kind of mock-ups, but I'm literally like this curriculum thing. I literally made it today. So like, but I think this is kind of the final idea. So this is all to say that like I'm hoping that maybe by the end of the year, which is just like a month away, I think maybe I will have been able to digitize or adapt most, if not all, of the videos that I have made into this format, and they will all have pages if you're very enthusiastic about this idea. So do let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is this useful? And so on and so forth. And obviously, at the same time, though, I will be making new videos covering the topics that I haven't covered yet. So that's another thing. So out of these 40 lessons, I mean 38 plus 2 bonus lessons, out of these 40 lessons, I think something like 25 have been made already, which is pretty good. So I think I'll be able to adapt all of those by the end of the year and put them on here like fully fledged out with like all of the examples and the color coding and all that stuff. But then obviously I'll need to make new videos. However, I think I'm going to prioritize new videos insofar as putting them on here. So like if you see that I made a new video, so I don't have my video on the past tense yet, or I do, but I'm going to remake it. So once I post that, I'm going to try to make it so that once I post that, immediately it will be on here and you can immediately check this out and play with it. So I'm going back and working on earlier ones, but new videos will immediately be on here by default. I'm going to try to make that the case. Otherwise, that's pretty much all I had to say. I'll end just by saying once again, well, first of all, thank you for watching. Just one more time, with regards to the Patreon, I would really appreciate it if you try to, if it's possible for you to subscribe. You get the spreadsheet, you get those extra annotated transcripts. I'm not giving too much more aside from that. Consider it a little bit of a being in solidarity and like supporting the work that I'm doing, because like I could make this bomb Patreon, which is so amazing and has all of these resources, but I have made all of these resources. So the only way that I could do that is by not making these resources free. So I don't want to make the resources not free so that people who want to pay then get more stuff. I don't know. I'm just kind of like that. Anyway, I'm just big like freedom of information kind of guy. So, but I do, not to rant at this point, but like my friend was telling me today, like, oh, hey, Adrian, you should get a job. I was like, I have a job. He's like, yeah, but you don't make money from it. I was like, that's a very compelling point. However, imagine if I did have a job per se, like I teach, but by the way, yes, I offer lessons as well. So if you want some lessons, I am totally here for it, and that's super fun, and I love to do it. I've been having so much fun with the people who I've been doing lessons with. But yeah, if I had just kind of caved and got some kind of job, I'm just being silly now, but like I wouldn't have been able to do all of this. So, it's really, really inspiring and really like amazing for me that there even are people out there who want to support this kind of work. So thank you again. I'm really excited about this. Let me know what you think. And with that, I think I will just have to close, and I will see you next week. Oh, no, I do not wish to exit. I wish to stop the recording. Bye.